Hey everyone, Cahlen here, and the last couple of days I've kind of been really focused on the technology in my life, the technology which is aimed at helping me survive through a difficult time if humanity happens to go through one of those, and I think it's pretty clear that that's about to happen. So anyways, I just wanted to show you like the stuff that I've been working on today because I think it's pretty cool, and I think it's pretty cool too. Okay, so let's talk about the bike first. So for those of you who haven't seen it yet, there are solar panels. That's 150 watts, and on a good day it charges pretty quickly. But it still take a couple of. I've gone 55 miles on a single charge on this, and I could have probably gone 60 or 65. So, and that would probably take 3 or 4 days of full sun to charge. So then what I've been working on is I got these big tires, and I've had this thing since 2018. And the thing about fat tires is that they suck up all the thorns, and I live in the thorniest places, and I like it here. So I've been experimenting with so many different ways of, avoiding it. And ultimately what I've come down to is like going full protection mode. Actually, there's probably one more step I could take, but basically it's the tube, it's the outer thing, and then inside is like this thick foam thing which goes around the whole tire, which when things poke into it, it doesn't quite reach the inner tube, and the inner tube is a little bit smaller than what it would normally be for this tire size. But basically, so that's pretty safe. But I had that, and then it went flat while I was going to work the other day. So I had to take everything off, which it's not very easy. I mean, it is easy compared to working on a car or something like that, but that's a motor there, it's not super easy. It's kind of annoying, especially with all this stuff on it, and in it. So it's a big job. So anyways, that's what I've been working on. And now that it's got the two new tubes with it's like a sealant that keeps things from, if you get a poke, it leaks out and seals up the hole. So basically, I think that this is gonna do the job. I think it's gonna do the job, but we'll find out. Okay, so what we got going on right here. So the battery, remember, 60 miles of energy, a big heavy bike, and also a big heavy person with a big heavy backpack on them, 60 miles. That's how much energy is in that battery. That's a lot. So basically I can use it for charging my devices. Here's like an extra battery basically. This is my LG V20, and then what I'm using right now with this is my Graphene OS phone, and then right here is a Linux phone. This is the Pinephone. And this thing is super cool. So here, I'm gonna take the back cover off and show you guys, but I gotta put the phone down for a sec. Okay, so I've been working on this thing, and it's a Linux phone, and the main advantage over a de-googled Android phone is it has this circuit board here. And you see if I switch down number 1, I turn off the 4G modem, right? The thing that can talk to the towers, and it also turns off the GPS. So basically, it would be safe to use the SIM in here, and just in certain situations where I'm okay with them knowing where I am at that moment, right? And then when I do not want to be they will not be able to tell where I am if I just flick down number 1 there. And then of course you can do all the other things if you're worried about them using your microphone or your cameras to spy on you, all this type of stuff. So that's the coolest feature. Another cool feature is that this thing can be modded. You can install different things into it, and including you can put on a whole nother motherboard. So this is kind of like the back side of the motherboard. It's actually a little bit bigger underneath this plastic. And basically this is a 2 gigabytes of RAM, which is, it's not super good, but it does the job. And you can get upgrades to this, right? And that includes upgrading how much hard drive space, because that's also on this thing. And also, well, no, I don't think it upgrades the processor. Although, no, I don't think it does, but I don't know. Anyway, so 2 gigabytes, 16 gigabytes. I think right now you can upgrade to 3, but there's no reason to think that, a few years from now that this could be like 16 or something like that, right? And you know, if humanity is able to go down the path of getting away from Apple and Android and going to phones where they're actually not being spied on, or at least have very good control of when that is happening. But you know, I think that if we went down that place, that, you know, this is a really cool thing. This is basically like a laptop, except it's more convenient for my lifestyle because I can put it into my pocket instead of having to carry around a, you know, a 2.5 pound to 3 pound item, right? A little laptop, you know. This is basically the same as a laptop that I could buy for probably $200 or something like that, $150, maybe $100, but it's more convenient for me, and I'm used to working on a phone. So anyways, I've been playing around with this today, and basically the main reason I haven't like been able to go into using this is because the video camera does not work, and I need it to do video cameras if I'm going to ditch everything else. So my quest to get the video working on that thing, because it's bizarre to me that no one has really got it working in a very, you know, simple, like you open an app and you click no one's figured it out, and this phone's been out for years. So I mean, people have figured it out, but no one's like really taken the time to put together a really elegant solution to it. So basically I've come at this like 3 different times where I'm able to give it like a day, 2 days of my attention to try and solve the problem, and I failed twice doing that. So, you know, 3 or 4 days of my time, and I came back this time and I'm like, okay, let's try one more time, and I figured it out. And actually it was really quite simple. So it's really kind of bizarre that it's not like out there, but anyways, basically it's just a script that I run. I don't get to see, it's like, you know how when you have your camera and you see what you're filming, like right now I see me on the screen right here, right? That doesn't happen, right? It's actually, you know what a terminal is, like where hackers are typing? That's actually where I'm working. That's how I'm filming. I'm just basically typing in commands and choosing which camera with those commands and telling it, you know, to start and stop and do all these other types of things. So, but anyways, that's good enough for me. One of the downsides though is the camera quality and the audio quality is significantly worse than this phone. I think this phone actually does a really good job. Like, I think it does a really good job of making the garden look awesome. I mean, the garden does look awesome, but it helps that be shown, you know? And I think that the Pinephone would not do such a good job for that. So I'll probably wait to switch to the Pinephone until, you know, basically we're under martial law. But that could be within a few weeks. So that's why I'm getting ready. Another thing that I want to point out. So having things, you're very likely going to lose access to money that you have in banks. If you have money in banks, you've kind of waited a long time, and people have been worrying for you a long time, and now we're probably right on the precipice here of you not being able to get your money. So what you want instead, for me, the most important thing to have is gear and food, right? And that's what I focused on, and now I feel like I really got a good situation with that. And so now I'm focusing on getting cash, because I think cash is going to be important for a short period of time until people realize that even the cash is worthless, right? People still feel like cash is not worthless when the system goes down, but they'll still be using it to trade and stuff like that. But that won't last very long. You know, a few months, maybe a little longer. But basically, that's an important critical time to be able to get what you need, because that may be one of the most intense times. And then later on, as things stabilize, you know, people who are survivors who have this type of stuff, you know, like silver, right? These are silver coins. Here's one with the dead person on it. See that? You know who I'm talking about? She's dead now, apparently. What's it called? No. Allegedly. I didn't see it. I don't know. Those people lie to us all the time. Who fucking knows? Anyways, and then here's another one. This is a US one. It's got all kinds of occult symbols on it. Feels a little bit creepy to be holding on to it. I like silver. I think silver is a good energetic metal, but it's unfortunate to have like these weird symbols on them, you know. I'm okay with symbols in general as long as they're good symbols, but I think the people who put these symbols on these things, they're not good people. So anyways, I think it's good to get this type of stuff, and if you got a lot of money in the bank right now, you should get it out. or at least some of it. So food, gear, then cash, important things. So anyways, I think that's all. I think that's all I want to talk about. Yep. Okay, that's it. See ya. Bye. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please consider sharing it. If you'd like to help me out in a more substantial way, you can learn how to do so at cahlen.org/gift. And if you'd like to have a one-on-one conversation with me, whether publicly or privately, you can learn how to do so at cahlen.org/one-on-one. Thanks again for watching.